right. Look, good morning, guys. It's a beautiful day. If you're over 35, looking to get down to 20% body fat, working full time, you're in the office, and you know it's time to get rid of that gut, I want you to know that the physical awakening is amazing, but the spiritual and mental growth will be fantastic for you. Well, I'll talk about the physical first, and I'll talk about the mental, and I'll talk about the spiritual in that order. Physical. Guys, there's nothing better than walking 8K steps a day and then eating right. And when I say eating right, I mean for breakfast, you have oatmeal, boiled eggs, yogurt, a cup of black coffee. No additives, no additions, no Splenda, no sugar, no this, no that, no almond milk, no regular milk, no pastoral milk, whatever they're making milk out of these days. Peanuts, nuts, wood, teeth, feet. I don't know, man. Leave it alone. Black or coffee straight up. Water and the beans. And then go about your day. Maybe a banana and some fruit. I like a banana. It's just easy to eat. Physically, it's so great to not have my gut bulging through my work shirt. Physically, it's so great to just know that I'm in good shape. I'm in great shape. Physically, it's amazing to know that when I'm walking with people that I'm not panting because I've been walking for 10 or 15 minutes. When people at work are like, okay, we need to pick up some boxes and move, because I'm in a nonprofit, we're doing food giveaways, and Costco and all these big old grocery stores are dropping off pallets of food. So we had to pick up, 15, 20, 30 pounds. You know how on the job description they actually say, oh, needs to be able to pick up 15, 20, 30 pounds in the office. You're thinking about maybe a couple reams of paper. And I'm actually like legit deadlifting food and 15, 20 pounds at work. And you best believe I'm doing it with technique and excellence. And my colleagues are like, oh, okay. His fitness is applicable. I'm looking good in the polo. Let's go. Mentally, because I know that I'm 20% body fat and I'm not afraid to do this. I'm not afraid for my stomach to show. Also had to go from mediums to larges, right? Even though I lost weight, I went from 30% to 20%, right? There's like this jump that I'm trying to do. I was wearing mediums trying to look buffer than I was. So I probably should have been a large the whole time, right? Because I was definitely large. But mentally now, I'm keeping up a promise to myself each and every single day. That's the great mental growth. The mental growth is in the fact that I make a promise and I do what I say I'm gonna do. And that has just completely flooded every other aspect of my life. Can I keep this promise? If I make this promise, I gave my word. I better do it. When I say I'm gonna walk 8K steps, I do it. I'm up to an average over the last 5 weeks at 12,500 steps. I do it. I do this. You need me to pick you up from the airport, I'm not gonna say yes unless I can do it. I'm keeping up a commitment to myself. And so I can keep a commitment to my friends, to my family. I'm a man of my word on the highest level. I am excellence. I am consistency. And that required the maturity, decisiveness, consistency, and strength that A.R. Bernard talks about, that you need to be able to present for your wife and kids so that they can trust you. Which goes back to what even Taylor Chandler says about SER, S-E-R, being self-esteem, energy, and responsibility, being the ultimate forms of relationship management, professionally, personally, romantically. Can people count on you to be responsible? Can you count on you to be responsible? Are you doing all that you can do each day, Wallace D. Waddles, by managing your true capacity, by managing your promises, And when you keep those promises to yourself and to others, and you see that you do what you say you're going to do, whether you write it down on a to-do list, keep it in your head, write it in your notes, you're doing what you say you're going to do, that is going to compound excellence for your entire mindset. You're mentally just going to through the roof, and it's going to exude in your aura, which is essentially your self-esteem, your energy, and your sense of responsibility, if we want to break it down into concrete, tangible, and digestible steps or characteristics. Lastly, spiritually, go on a 2 to 3 mile walk with no headphones, or have your headphones in, not listening to anything, so you could just talk freely to yourself. People just think you're having a conversation. I'm walking around talking and reciting Proverbs 3. Proverbs 3 is my way of, so I grew up with a Muslim father and a Christian mother. I'm living in different homes, houses torn. So I was spiritually built on sand because it was just flippy floppy, wishy-washy of me going back and forth between mom and dad's house, trying to figure out who to be, how to be, and embracing God. And what's my relationship with God is going to reflect your relationship with your parents. And if that's wishy-washy, right? Because I ain't in your house all year. I might not even live with you this year. I didn't live with my father consistently for a year straight till I was 14. So it just becomes, I have a spiritual foundation built on sand. I needed structure, so I had to create structure. And right now I have to rewire my entire ethos as a 35-plus-year-old man working a full-time job in person, and really put myself in a position to have the structure spiritually that I was never given as a child, because I had to adapt to whoever I was living with. And it was more than just flipping back between my mom and my dad. Like, that's the quick story. There's more to it, right? But just to keep it short, I want to be concise in this video. I don't want to accidentally just hit like 50 minutes, you know what I mean? But just to be concise, I'm rebuilding my entire spiritual foundation, so it's not built on sand, but instead I can go bedrock. You can't shake that. You can hit that and it's gonna stay still. It's gonna stay firm. It's gonna right? And so that's super important to me. So what I'm doing is memorizing Bible chapters. There's a lot of random Bible verses, but that's still random to me. That's not structural to me. That's just like, sounds cool for the preachers who already been to seminary, who already got their own churches. It's like, I'm not you, dog. And then I don't really fit in with a lot of the people who grew up in church and been there their whole life. Now, I had to come to church as a grown man when I was 33. Right? I got baptized in my Jesus year. So now I'm like, I need to memorize the full chapter, because I sound wise to just say a few chapters or a few verses here or there. But to seek true understanding, I need to repeat the chapter over and over and over and over again each and every day until I really can understand it and embody it. I'm doing this for a lifetime, so I don't care how long it takes. I got Proverbs 3, verses 1 through 24 on lock. Now, it ain't memorized to the T, but it is memorized. And I'm finally getting understanding about who I need to be spiritually. So I'm walking around Manhattan Beach with my headphones on, no music playing, no YouTube videos. It's just me, God, the water, and the sunset. I mean, and what screams God more than this beautiful water-filled spaceship called Earth, and the sun just rotating. We're rotating around the sun, and then the sun's rotating around something else, right? Our galaxy is one of billions of galaxies circling a black hole, right? There's nothing but nothingness out there, like what the astronaut was saying for Artemis 2. And here we are on this oasis of a spaceship called Earth. And on that oasis, there's a 1 in a million chance that you could be born, but voila, here you are. Jeremiah 29:11 Talks about knowing the plans that he has for you, and your gifts shall make room for you. And the gift of God is not just knowing and reading the word, but memorizing it and understanding it. People, I saw the movie Book of Eli, and I took that personally. So I leave you with my son. Forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments. For length of days, long life, and peace shall they add to thee. Let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them upon thy neck, write them upon the table of thine heart. So shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of God and man. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thy own understandings. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. Be not wise like thine own eyes. Fear the Lord, and depart from evil. It shall be health to thy navel, and marrow to thy bones. Honor the Lord with thy substance, and with the first fruits of all thine increase. So shalt thy barns be filled with plenty, and thy presses shall burst out with new wine. My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, neither be weary of his correction. For whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth, like a father to the son in whom he delighteth. Happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding. For the merchandise of it is more precious than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof than fine gold. She is more precious than rubies, and all the things thou canst desire should not be compared unto her. Length of days are in her right hand, and in her left hand are riches and honor. Her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. She is a tree of life to them that lay hold upon her, and happy is everyone who retaineth her. My son, let them not depart from thine eyes. Keep sound wisdom and discretion. So shall it be life unto thy soul, and grace unto thy neck. Then shalt thou walk in thy way safely, and thy foot shall not stumble. When thou liest down, ye shall not be afraid. Yea, then shalt lie down, and thy sleep shall be sweet. Do not be afraid of sudden fears, neither of the desolation of the wicked when it cometh. God bless, man.